Oh, we got a ball game here, I think. All right. Just watching the New York Rangers and Carolina Hurricanes hockey game. Let's see here. Getting some messages, exchanging rumors, innuendos, and whatnot. Just trying to make it, guys. Fake it till you make it, babies. And that's what I intend on doing. Yes, we are live. I just did an interview with my good friend Eric Ade, author of the book 3 Years in Pakistan. It's a fascinating journey. Let me tell you that much right now. Wow, Hurricanes, 4 unanswered goals, all into the third period, I'm sorry. So I'm trying to multitask. This is what happens when you don't have a producer. You got to do stuff all on your own. And I'm doing it. I have met AJ Benza a number of times. He probably would not remember me, to be frank. But nice enough guy. Bit of a braggart, to be honest with you. So but he carved out a very nice career, I think. So who the hell am I to you know criticize the guy? I mean, I think he had a nice run. He was kind of around before TMZ he got popular. He was like a younger, I guess, Harvey Levin, I guess you'd say. Um, but nice enough dude. I'm a little shell shocked. I turned off the Ranger game because I thought, oh man, Shesterkin is not going to let in any today. Excuse me, that third period must have been a real dilly. Um, but that's his brand, is bragging. I think I watched. He had, I think, on not Vice but Stars maybe, where he it was like recaps of horror stories or something. It was good. I got no beef with AJ. I met him at the Playboy Mansion the first time with I don't want to say the guy's name because he's married and has kids now, but with my buddy who knew him. I mean, I never say never. Would I ever move away from California? Red Band last night at the Comedy Store was trying to talk me into moving to Austin because I think I do quite well there. I'm not past the mothership, but I think I'm accepted there. And, you know, uh, the Sunset Comedy Club, which is Red Band's club, I think I'd get spots there. Um, and, the Creek and Cave. I mean, I know Rebecca, the booker. We're not like best friends of anything. Yes, I try and make your guys' day. And at the Tex Cobb Larry Holmes roast, I mean, you know, he killed, man. Like Hinchcliffe and Nikki killed at the Tom Brady roast, but that's you're in a pretty favorable crowd. So if you're proficient at roasting like Nikki and Tony are, you're going to do pretty well. You're set up for success. Tex Cobb had no writers. I can guarantee you that. And he just went up there, and in a room full of, I would say the audience of that room was 85% African American. He drops an N bomb, hard ER, if you know what I'm saying. Um, my God, he killed with that, which begs to my point of you can say anything as long as it's funny. And how he did it, the old racist line of all black people look alike. Tex Cobb flipped it, and it was basically all white people look alike to Larry Holmes. I have tried to get Tex Cobb on the podcast. Um, I have a friend of mine who's a federal judge, and he's like, "Let me find him for you." And he couldn't find him. Now, I know he graduated from Temple University with honors, so I believe he's somewhere in the Philadelphia area, or, he might have moved back to, where was he from? I think Abilene, Texas. So I would love to have him on, because a guy like that's never not going to be funny. And if greetings from Finland, some of my favorite hockey players, Paper Tiger, are Finnish. So Teemu Solani, um, Jari Kurri, Saku Koivu. Not too many Finnish enforcers, though. But welcome, Paper Tiger. See, that's cool. I have a fan in Finland. Tim Dillon told me all I need is 2,000 people to be famous in this business, I think he said successful, maybe not famous. So please check out the newest Inappropriate Earl. It's on YouTube. I premiered it tonight with Eric Audet, author of the book 3 Years in Pakistan. It's actually a really good book. 3 Years in Pakistan. It's Eric's story about being an American captive in a Pakistani prison, similar to the Brad Davis movie from 1978, Midnight Express. But I would dearly love to have Tex Cobb. I mean, I'll guess I'm 55, so Tex has to be 70-ish. But I would guess getting him on a Zoom would be pretty hard technically. I don't know much about Tex Cobb, but I have a feeling that he would not be great with technology unless he's married. Like when I had Jenny Wright on Inappropriate Earl, I believe her husband or boyfriend, I forget, might be just her boyfriend, he set it up because she wasn't the best with the internet. So, and I've looked online, I've scrubbed all social media for Tex Cobb. He would be great on, you talk about someone who would kill it on TikTok. Wow. But so far, I can't find him. And if my federal judge friend couldn't find him, he is unfindable. I mean, this guy, my judge friend, if you were driving to Vegas and you flicked a booger into that town Zizix, my buddy could find it. He could find the booger. So, if point being, if my buddy can't find Tex Cobb, he's unfindable. Which is too bad because I know I named a dog after Tex Cobb. I mean, I remember watching that fight, and when was the Tex Cobb Larry Holmes fight? Maybe 80. And even as a kid, I remember going, fuck, this guy can take a punch. What's the best decade for boxing? I mean, I think the 70s and early 80s for heavyweight boxing was unbelievable. I mean, when you look at that time frame, you've got a prime Ali, you've got a prime Joe Frazier, a prime George Foreman, and even the second tier guys were like any other era. They're going to win a title. My favorite heavyweight, along with Tex Cobb, the great Ron Lyle. I mean, he spent 7 years in prison. 7.5 years. I can only imagine if he was allowed to box and not be in prison, but he did kill someone. Jimmy Young, Jerry Quarry, and then you kind of get into the early 80s where you had Larry Holmes, who else? Mike Weaver, Michael Dokes. People kind of forget how Michael Dokes is. I mean, I'm talking about before Tyson. Ken Norton definitely is in that second tier with Ron Lyle, Jerry Quarry, Ernie Shavers. Um, I mean, Ernie Shavers, arguably the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. He could knock Tex Cobb down. I always try and get people into this fight, but if you guys know I don't steer you wrong in the stream. Just go on YouTube after you're done watching this and look up Ron Lyle, George Foreman. It's the greatest heavyweight fight of all time. I mean, Ron Lyle had just gotten out of prison, 7.5 years in prison. This is prime George Foreman. It's only 4.5 rounds. Second round, it was such a wild atmosphere. The second round only was 2 minutes. I think in the third round, Foreman got knocked down 3 times. Lyle got knocked down like twice. I mean, it was insane. It was like watching a Rock'em Sock'em Robots thing. Can you believe that when I checked on Kevin Brennan's show today, he was talking about Ray DeVito? Yeah, I don't know. Someone just texted me. Ray DeVito was talking trash about me on My Lost Interest. I don't know. I don't watch. Um, I watch MLC a little bit and listen to Melton before I sleep in the morning. But I don't really listen to Ray DeVito's podcasts. No offense. Tex Cobb. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, he's not as dumb as you think. People could probably think he's just some punch-drunk boxer, kickboxer. But Tex Cobb was pretty smart. Yeah, Foreman beating, I think, Michael Moore. But Queenan, check out the Ron Lyle George Foreman fight. It's about 25 minutes, and it's amazing. Like, it's unbelievable. Ken Norton, very bad man. But I don't even know how he could talk shit about me. I don't even know him. Like, I've never met the guy. So, but that's like what I've said about the Dabbleverse all along. Like, when you're down to talking bad about me, it's over. Like, you've run out of people. And I bet in 2 weeks at Hackamania, he won't say shit to me. So, there's not one comic who would take his career over mine. Sorry. See, that's talking facts. I don't talk shit. I don't know. There were some strange people around our house when I was a kid. Like, we had a guy, Uncle John Lang. He would show up every Christmas, really nice presents, and then nothing. He just disappeared. Why do you think Steve Buscemi keeps getting randomly assaulted? Well, he probably looks like you could hit him and he's not going to fight back. Who took more blows, Chuck Wepner or Tex Cobb? That's a tough one. Well, maybe that's why Chad sent me the link today for MLC. Like, you know, I don't know. That's how someone sent me the clip of the show. That's how little I care. I didn't even hear what Ray said about me. Like, we've never talked outside of me, I think maybe doing his stream a couple times. So, I don't really care, to be honest with you. But, we'll see what happens at Hackamania. Well, I think the heavyweights in the 70s were more they were more straightforward, like, "Hey, we're gonna brawl." There wasn't really a lot of technique. Like, if you look in the Foreman-Lyle fight, it was just both guys standing in front of each other. Now, Lyle did have, some technique with uppercuts, and Foreman was just like, "I ain't afraid of anyone." But, Ron Lyle was in prison for 7.5 years. You think Ron Lyle was afraid of George Foreman? He's like, I'm good." Hey, come on now. Don't be talking bad about Tawny Katane in this stream. Tawny's my girl. I miss her very much. I think it was last week, 3 years ago, she had passed. So, um, you know, rest in peace, Tawny. A lot of people miss her. It's all good, ACDC. I did not watch the Vice documentary about China. I saw Sami Zayn's stand-up from 2014. Well, Teddy, I certainly am not gonna watch Sami Zayn do stand-up, so I'll take your word for it. I'll tell you what, I'll have a one pro wrestling match, and you make Sami Zayn watch that, and then I'll watch his stand-up. We'll see who's better. I got invited to his Netflix as a joke show. I'm like, "Do you really think I'm gonna go watch a pro wrestler do stand-up on a festival that I should be on?" Yeah, I bet you did see that. I bet you did. Well, I mean, you gotta figure Sami Zayn's not I mean, it's almost like probably on the level of Schaub's stand-up. Um, I never took a bump in a wrestling ring, but a couple years ago, I did a pilot with Rob Schneider and the great heavyweight or no, he was not a heavyweight, but, he was a boxing trainer is a boxing trainer, the great Joe Goosen. Sorry about that. It's a, carbonation. And, part of the show was about Joe Goosen being like a Tony Robbins type motivator. And, so in the, pilot, Joe Goosen gets me in the ring because I was afraid to box, and he put me in a ring with these 4 lightweights, like, legit, lightweight boxers that Joe Goosen was training, and they all said I was the hardest puncher they'd ever faced. Fuck yeah. Um, I have never Ron Funches had a legit wrestling match, so, no, but I'm 55, man. I'm not gonna get hurt taking a bump in a wrestling ring. Fuck that. Teddy in the house. Teddy, I appreciate you sending me, the show that Ray said that on, but I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna listen to 6 minutes, for whatever he said about me. The toughest comic, I mean, Rogan, absolutely. I mean, Rogan is a legit, like, what is he, like a 4th, 5th degree black belt or whatever? I would say outside of Rogan, I mean, I don't think too many comics are really tough, in shape. Um, I mean, Carrot Top. Um, I mean, Gary Goldman's pretty, I guess, tough or whatever. Luis Gomez, Ted E. $1.99. Why do all pro wrestlers want comics storytellers? I don't know what that question is, Teddy. Why do all pro wrestlers want comics storytellers? Rephrase that, Teddy, and give me a free question. I don't know how to answer that question. Ryan O'Neal is tough. He once put me in a plum clinch like that, around my neck, and I couldn't get out of it. The going rate for Dabbleverse questions these days, at least $5. I don't ask you guys for money. I don't panhandle for money, but the Dabbleverse is filled with such losers that you want me to talk about it, you gotta pay for it. See, that's me kinda taking Kevin Brennan's business strategy of, "You wanna troll me with a Dabbleverse question? You gotta pay for it, baby doll." Um, I will not answer Dabbleverse questions for free, and I don't think it's too much to, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, Teddy, sorry about that. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I opened up for Jake Roberts a couple years ago, and excuse me, let me tell you, he was an amazing storyteller. Like he draws you in. Um, and by the way, thank you, Teddy, for the super chat. Um, I think because they're good storytellers, because their business is storytelling, like the AEW Devil storyline. It was a great story. It started out as a series of attacks by masked attackers, and then the culmination of the story was Adam Cole turning on his friend, and uh, it. So I think on stage, like Jake Roberts told a story once about he was in a car with Brutus Beefcake, and Beefcake was complaining to him that he thinks his wife might be cheating on him. And literally, they look to the left, and there goes Beefcake's wife in a car with Rick Rude. Hello. Um, so I think, and it was a great story. I'm really shortening it, but he had these, like I think him and Rude had just gone to the gym that day, and I mean, listen. It's a great way to make money and not get the shit beat out of you. Yeah, I mean, look at Mick Foley. He's probably making a couple bucks. Brennan Dollar Days. I don't think they're coming to an end, bro. I do think though that the um, the Dabbleverse. I'll answer this because it's not really a question. Um, it's like wrestling, but the storylines are very old, like the Dabbleverse is kind of like Hulk Hogan and his first run with WWF, WWE, where it's like, okay, we're sick of the say your prayers, eat your vitamins, man. We need some new shit. We need some new guys. We need the Ultimate Warrior to come in, and then the Warrior didn't really work out long term, and then you had okay, Warrior's not working out. Let's bring in Sid Vicious and the Dabbleverse, it's just the same 10 people. It's the same 10 podcasts. This guy sucks. This guy's a drunk. This guy's a thief. Okay, that's funny for about 2 months. And then, 6 months later, this guy sucks. The same guy's a thief. This guy's that. It's like, okay. Anyway, um, so, but what about comedians like Dolph Ziggler and others? Well, I mean, Dolph's very funny. He's very engaging. He's pretty good at roast battle. He held his own against Sarah Tiana, who's like a fucking maybe the greatest roast battler of all time. Um, well, I think range, you know, y- it really is like wrestling, and wrestling survives because every couple months there's a new character, there's a new storyline, there's a new good guy, there's a new bad guy. And so you don't get bored, but, like, how many times can you hear Kevin's angry, or Chad's a drunk, or Steel Toe is this, or Ray's an idiot, or, Pat Dixon is this, it's like, "Okay, that was said 4 months ago. How about something new?" Oh, and by the way, super chat me. And I also think, the art I do listen, it doesn't suck to get a super chat here and there, but I also think that that's why you have these endless hours of streams because people are just bilking their fans. Give me money, give me money. Let's hit the goal or I'm ending the podcast. And then it's just a half-ass, podcast, because they made $8. So, that's just my thoughts. I'm doing this to build up my name in the YouTube world. And, listen, you look at a lot of people who are booked on the Netflix as a joke festival, yeah, the big shows were great. Bert and Tom and was that one show at the Hollywood Bowl, Gaffigan, Sebastian, Bargatze, and Seinfeld, but a lot of the smaller shows were just comics who have big social followings. So, yeah, I mean, Macho Man, we got to figure all the drugs he was taking, the roids, the coke. I mean, that shit's gonna make you paranoid. I mean, even Warrior said in one of his shoot uh, videos that backstage in a pro wrestling context, you've got all these fucking horned up, roided out guys, and your wife is in your storyline as your valet, and you know you don't think people were making passes at her? The second you think when Macho Man was in the ring and Elizabeth was maybe backstage waiting for her cue to come out, or she already had come out and walked backstage while he wrestles, that fucking Shawn Michaels wasn't trying to get it in. Shit. So I would say trying to have a marriage or a relationship in pro wrestling is almost as bad as trying it in stand-up comedy. Trust me, I know, brother. I'm taking over YouTube right now. I think the premiere of the Eric Audet Inappropriate Earl episode, done about 2 hours ago, is premiering right now on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, you don't think Hulk Hogan was trying to get it in, or Lex Luger? I mean, Lex Luger eventually did get it in. You think that started after Randy, died? Hello. I mean, wake up. Well, no, I mean, but I'm not asking you to, like, I'm actually here. See, here's what I'm talking about. Grange is saying here, let me super chat you. I'm not asking you to. Now, I'm not going to turn it down, but like, I do an hour stream, and I do like, you know, I mean, I'm trying to do it every day just to get the habit of people going, hey, it's 6 p.m. Let's tune into the Earlverse. But holy God, Grange. Who's the man? You're the man. 20 mother effing dollars. Grange, thank you very much. I made $22 this stream. That's exactly what a cook at Burger King makes. Well, thank you very much, Grange. You know, I mean, listen, am I tempted to jump into the Dabbleverse world of roasting and talking shit about other people streaming? Not really. Do I know that I'd make a lot more money if I did? 100%. There'd be 120 people in here right now versus 14. But, I've said this a million times before. I, make my money in stand up and voiceover. So I don't necessarily, I'm not going to say I don't need money, but like I don't stream to make money. If I streamed to make money, I would have quit streaming 2 days after I started. William Zoom, Bubba offered her up. It's not like Hulk did it behind his back. But I mean, that just goes to show you how shitty the. Oh, wait, hold on. Teddy, I'm trying to go in order here. I'm thrown off by Grange's generosity. I didn't watch The Dark Side of the Ring with Macho Man, but he was super paranoid. I mean, I don't know if I believe he hid her in a broom closet. That might be urban legend. But, well, I mean, Ultimate Warrior said Hulk Hogan, when he was married to Linda McMahon, was offering her to basically have sex with. So yeah, I mean, Stuttering John. I mean, listen, I found Stuttering John funny on the Howard Stern show. I mean, or I should say, it's gonna sound like I'm roasting him right now, but like I'm not. Uh, I don't know. I would say Stuttering John was funny. His stuttering was funny. You know, It's like roast battle. You're making fun of someone with no legs. That's funny. It's not funny that they have no legs. It's just funny you're making fun of them for not having no legs. Um, so, I think, and, I didn't really watch him on the Leno show, so I can't comment on that. I mean, I've done one uh, stand-up show with Stuttering John. It was at the Comedy Store. He's probably the weakest comic on the lineup, but it was all paid regulars, so he should be the weakest comic on the lineup. Oh, thank you, Grange, very much. Yeah, I mean, I liked doing Pat Dixon's show. I mean, uh, it was just too long for me to do. I mean, me and Pat, I think I did Pat's show maybe 2 to 3 times, and they were like 4 to 5 hour um, shows, and I wasn't really getting paid. So, and once again, not that I did it for the money, but I'm just at the point now where I'm 55. I can't be working 4 hours for free. Like I'd rather do an hour stream, make $22 and call it a day. Because really, why I'm doing these streams is to build up my name, and so when I'm hopefully playing in the towns that you guys are in, except for Paper Tiger, I'll probably never be doing stand up in Finland. Hey, let's go see Earl. Uh, well, yeah, I never got any money. Now, I didn't ask Pat for money, but I wouldn't have turned him down if he said, "Hey, Earl, here's $20." Are you a fan of the 1998 film The Rat Pack, where Ray Liotta played? Right, so I never saw it, to be honest with you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh boy, my idea with Bischoff, I was killing it. I was killing it. I mean, I would come to Baltimore. I mean, someone was asking me last night no, 2 nights ago to headline the Vulcan Gas Company in Austin. I said I would do it, but I would need help filling it. I mean, uh, I knew Dante would lead you here. Dante's out of control. I mean, listen, I can only say I did a show with Stuttering John once. He wasn't the funniest, but I also don't judge people on one show. Do you know how many people probably saw me the one night I bombed in the main room, and that was their first experience seeing me, and they're probably like, "This guy sucks." Um, oh, I don't know about that, Staggy. Uh, yeah, I don't know about that. I remember one time I was watching The Wire on an airplane, and it was the gay scene with Omar and his lover. And so I got my iPad and I'm just watching it, and I think I had to like crack my back. So I literally go like this, and the whole plane was watching. They were like, and then when I got off the plane, I was carrying the DVD. I think it was season 4 of The Wire, maybe season 3, I forget. And Lance Reddick was waiting to get on the plane. I just got off on him, like, "Hey man, this is crazy, but can you sign this?" And he did. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick. Excuse me. It's very rude to do that, but I tuned in earlier and it was like a black and white TV show from the 70s. Yes, I was interviewing Eric Audet. Um, Rest in peace, Omar. Yes, Michael K. Williams. Like, just you know, died way too young, to be honest with you. So, welcome, Sean Odell. I liked the Bodyguard. What was it? Who was the other bad guy? I'm forgetting the name. Jamie Hector was the actor who played him. Um, Basically the bad guy after Omar, and he had a bodyguard. Um, Fuck, I'm forgetting the name, but Jamie Hector would always message me on Facebook. He'd message me back. I would always say, "Hey man, I'm a big fan of your work in The Wire," and he would like answer me back. And he's also in Bosch. Bosch is a great show. Brother Mazan, he was a good he was very good. The Wire had some great I mean, of course, if yes, we do have some, well, we have a big spender tonight, and that is the great Grange. Thank you very much. Grange just might be tuning into David Chandler for me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm embarrassed that I even know who maybe the number one super chatter of all time is, because that's an indication that I've followed the Dabbleverse. And let's not forget, listen, the $20 super chat, very lovely. But let's not forget Teddy with $9.99. Money is money, honey. Marlo Stanfield, yes. But who was his bodyguard? He had like a lieutenant who didn't say a lot. Um, but Jamie Hector, very nice guy. So I root for him and was happy to see him actually, funny enough, play a cop in Bosch. Um, so, uh, and then I think, yeah, Pookie, thank you. You guys are helping me out today. Um, The Wire, it's funny. I watched half of the first season and I stopped watching it. I really only watched the half of the first season initially because Dominic West was in it, and he was in one of my favorite cult movies, Rockstar. Um, and I said, you know what, let me give it one more chance. And I liked it so much the second time around, I literally watched The Wire. Um, like, I don't know, I think I finished all 5 seasons in a month. Because I really liked Senator Clay Davis. You talking about money laundering in West Baltimore? Shit. Earl wanted to visit Amsterdam. I don't know what that is, Williamson. I don't know. Oh, is he getting his own spinoff from Bosch? I mean, I don't know if that can work, to be honest with you, but maybe. Um, this organic cleanser makes a great back scratcher. But never say never. I've never seen one episode of The Sopranos, believe it or not. So I'll go with The Wire. Uh, but yeah, I do hope to get on the road a little bit more. I'm working on some possible TV situations. So that would help increase my value on the road. I mean, I don't want to bore you guys with the intricacies of comedy, but you're not going to get booked anywhere unless club owners think they can sell tickets. Idris Elba was the best character and actor in The Wire. I mean, he was very good. I liked Stringer Bell. I thought the fat guy, was it Fat Joe? He was a very good actor. Um, I mean, I liked Clay Davis. He was a great actor. Dominic West is a great actor. Bunk is a great actor. Did you have a favorite record player or a brand? I mean, I do have. You can't really see it right now. Well, you can, I guess. This is the Comedy Store record player right here. My name is right there. That's kind of an honor to have your name on it. At least I consider it to be pretty cool. Um, I don't remember. Um, Jesus, I got to answer the question because it's a super chat. That's smart. Yeah, you guys want to get my blood boiling? You got to pay for the privilege. I do love Jim Florentine's dry humor, and because Queenon is being sneaky with this question, who would you rather go to dinner with, Callan, Ross, or Piven? Jesus, man, that is Queenon's 10th super chat on a live stream. So I mean, I would have to say Piven because I can't really comment on Jeff anymore. Let's just say I like my spots at the Comedy Store. Callan was been creepy with two of my last three girlfriends in front of my face. So, I think me and Piven would like each other if we didn't meet how we met. And if you go on YouTube, my YouTube page, I think you look up the night I made Jeremy Piven my bitch. I was at the Comedy Store in the original room. I was about to go on, so I'm in the hallway. And let's just say I get a text from someone. It was a Tuesday night. I get a text from someone, "Hey, come up to the belly room and start roasting Piven." And, you guys will do like a baby roast battle and we'll all have fun with it. Because the battles were short that night, so they needed some content. Of course, they call me when they need content. So I go up there and I do a little real pro wrestling type um, entrance, and my ex Chandler and her ex best friend Allie, uh, they are filming it, so it's a real uh, POV type of camera job, and I start roasting him, and he's just kind of staring at me. And he's like throwing these, he's like, dude, I'm a Christian. I wish you well, my son. And he's offering nothing. I mean, I start off by roasting Jeff, and then that went nowhere, of course. He literally used the line on me he's used 3 times on me. I had a leather jacket on, and he's like, looks like you're wearing the inside of the leather jacket. Okay. I liked it the first time you said it 3 years ago. And then so Piven's like, finally he had I bullied him, but that's what roast battle is. It's bullying. And he's like, I don't know who you are, bro, but I'll kick your ass in the parking lot. So I said, oh, you want to kick my ass in the parking lot? Well, let me make it easier for you. Let's do it in here right now. So I start walking towards him. Now he's sitting where the judges are. I got to climb up the booth, and then Jeff gets in the way. Jason Reitman's holding Piven back, and then I said, I'll see you in the parking lot. Of course, he never came out to the parking lot. They called you because you are expendable, just like Rambo. No, they call me because I was Schwarzenegger in Predator. Whatever happened to you, Dylan? You used to be someone I could trust. We're expendable. I woke up. Ted. Well, I might start talking about the Dabbleverse if this keeps up. Ted E 999. Do you remember Periscope? It was like Twitter Live. I found Eric Bischoff on there. I asked him why he had Nash and Goldberg's streak instead of a young talent. He threw a fit and said, "Why don't you read a book?" Yeah, I mean that's how, ironically enough, that's how Roast Battle got big. Was we filmed every weekly episode on Periscope, and it got like a massive, well, not massive, but it got a big following, and that's kind of how Comedy Central started watching the show every week, was on Periscope. And I believe Jeff as well. Jeff had walked into Roast Battle a few times, and he walked up the back stairwell, and he would poke his head, and he'd kind of look at me, and then he'd look around, and it was packed. And Roast Battle was the little show that could, because the industry had all seen Roast Battle. Every one of them passed, some twice. So there you go. Thank you, Teddy, very much for that generous chat. I think Piven always wanted what he has, always wanted fame more than friends. That doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't know what Piven wants. I mean, he's a good actor. He's a great actor, but a horrible comic. I mean, he's just a brutal comic. Didn't work on the craft, and he would literally like steal jokes from his opening acts. Like he would. Now I'll give him this. He was honest about it. I don't want to blow up my friend's spot because he lurks in the shadows. But my friend opened for him, and so Piven was watching, I guess, and said, "Hey, can I have that joke about whatever the joke was about?" And he just started doing the joke. It's like, bro, comedy doesn't work like that. But he just played the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and I can't get an email returned. Yes, Brody had a great Periscope. Don had a great Periscope. No, this is it's a new energy drink called OxyShred. OxyShred. They are not a sponsor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Elaine Boozler would be good. This Avalanche game is getting a little surly right now. We got a little scrum. It's Dallas Stars 1-0. At the end of one, we got a little with Josh Manson, took down someone, took down Jamie Benn. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, I mean, they were really something. I mean, that's really what got Roast Battle a good um, following, and then just got each week got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the rest is history, I guess. I don't have suits, Williams. What a tool! Yeah, I'm just gonna steal your art. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like he would just like, and he didn't even pay him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna do that joke." And I know that happened with a few people who opened for him. Uh, who's the best? Well, I wouldn't say Tony's the best roaster of all time. Although he did very well on the Tom Brady roast. Don Rickles, it's not even close. Not even close. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was watching the game today. It was 1-0, and Shesterkin looked real good. And I didn't watch the third period, but holy fuck, I mean, it's literally one game at a time, Ted. Earl, I have a Chicago joke for you. What temperature was John Kane Racy's basement? About 30 below. Hello. I mean, that doesn't sound like it's your joke, though. ACDC. But, I might use it in a pinch. Let me see what jokes I've been working on today. You guys have been good to me. Let me thank the tippers. I always like to thank the tippers, big or small. I don't give a fuck. Um, let's see here. Fan funding. Teddy $1.99. Granger $20. Queenon $4.99. Teddy $9.99. Thank you guys. Because that's something I don't think a lot of people do in other streams is they get all this money and they don't even thank the fucking people. Like, I'm not lost that you guys don't have to tip me. Yo, Earl and friends, what up, Colt C? The best part about Chicago is Bill Champlin. Wait, no. Sean O'Donnell. Jesus Christ. This thing. I think I found my new sweet spot with the super chats on a Monday night. Sean Odell, 1999. What's going on with your special? I am killing it tonight. See, you don't ask for money and you get it. You streamers who are sniping me probably right now. You fucking deadbeats. Basically it's on hold. It's a lot of money to put on yourself. I'm not doing a GoFundMe. I'm not begging for other people to pay for my special. As you know, me, Ryan O'Neal, and Pistol Pete Lazarus, we've been filming a documentary on why I don't have a special. And there's a couple ways we might go about it. We might release the documentary first to drum up interest on the special. We might do the documentary and the special in like a 3-hour blowout. But I wanted to do it at the Comedy Store, but frankly, there's just been too many specials done there, so it's not really special. I had, I guess I could tell you this. I had a location procured, Aviator Nation in Venice, which is they have a real cool stage set up, but they just stopped returning my messages, and then I don't want to do it in just like a regular looking theater. Like I want people to pops up on YouTube and hey, what the fuck is this? So it's really the filming of the special is going to be the easiest part. I mean but and we thought about doing it in my living room. You can't really see, but let's say there's about what you might say is a 30 by 30 performance area. But the acoustics in here, we'd have to like really not fix the acoustics, but it's a hardwood floor in here. So, it's we'd have to hire like a sound engineer and shit like that. And that costs money, man. A good sound engineer is like not cheap. Um, I mean, the opening for the special has been filmed, and it costs a little over $1,000, and that's for about 30 seconds, what we did. I don't wanna spoil it, but let's just say if you like the movie Cobra, you'll like the opening. So you can imagine if 30 seconds of, um, a special costs about $1,000, what a special would cost. You have to hire, sound people. It's not just gonna be one guy. They have assistants and, you know, 3 to 4 camera people, with how I wanna do it, and, so we'll see, I mean, listen, if this, stream ever got pumping, maybe I use the super chat money to fund the special, but I will not beg for money to do a special. Oh, dude, Dr. Nova, it's fucking good, like, I'm very proud of this. Put it this way, the opening of what I did, it's gonna separate the believers from the non-believers within 30 seconds. Now listen, if I put it on YouTube, uh, I don't a view is a view, whether you watch 30 seconds or, the whole special or documentary, but, obviously, I'd love to have it on Netflix just because it's the number 1 streaming service, but I couldn't even get on their, festival, so I don't know if I'm on Netflix's radar for specials. Yee uh, Earl, you think David Lee Roth is brain fried? Yes, 100%. Maybe you can film it at Hackmania. I'm not doing a special in a sports bar. Um, so well, I mean, it's gotta look good though, Colt C. I mean, look at this stream. I mean, if you go back, I think I might have done my first stream maybe a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, and it looks awful. I'm using the camera off the iMac. There's no sound. And you fast forward to now, and I got a 4K camera on top of my iMac. I mean, I'm not gonna say my microphone is like the greatest fucking mic of all time, but it's an improvement. So, you're right. Don't overcomplicate it, but I want it to look good. It would be funny if I filmed it in my living room, but I also want it to sound good because people will tune out. Even though if I release it on YouTube with kind of like the model Ari Shafir had, which I believe was, pay what you want, pay $1, pay $5, pay $100, or pay nothing. Here's my special. I want people to want to listen to the whole thing. Now that's not very probable, um, but that's what I want. I mean, Netflix might be hacked, but I'd still love to be on the network. I mean, a lot of people ask me why I don't do the road. If I had a Netflix special, I could play any club in the country like that. Um, I don't believe I know Mike. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't believe we've ever met. I mean, we had some wild ideas if we do it in my living room. That producer that made a move on me has been dead for 10 years. So it's going to be real hard to get Randy Stone to get involved in this project. But you never know. I mean, I know some Hollywood friends who might, say, hey, listen, man, I'll help you. But I really want it to, it wasn't Sam Simon. I mean, the Comedy Store I thought would be fun if I could do it in the main room at 2 in the morning. I just think that would be fucking fun because that's about the time I go up. I think that would be really funny if, like, there was a regular show in the main room and it's a 2.5 hour comedy show, and then I get called to the stage and cameras roll, and it's literally me doing a special with people walking out, drink drinks being dropped and shit. I know. Tell me about it, Dr. Nova. So I can assure you the special will be worth it. I mean, it might be my only special I ever put out, so I'm going all in. But unfortunately, well, you'd have to get. See, I wouldn't want anyone to know there's a special being filmed, and you'd have to get obviously audience waivers, and then it kind of. I just think it would be fucking funny. Now I do have a long set of me. I have 2 long sets of me. I believe both are on my Patreon page, and that's not to get you guys to go over there, but, um, the last one would be something I would release. Like, it's a good enough standalone special, and it's literally my friend filming in the corner of the Comedy Store. You can hear her breathing into the camera. "Hello," and it was a really good 45-minute set, but then the Comedy Store made me take it down, so unfortunately, that's what happened. I mean, yeah, listen, I want it to be special, there's just too many specials that just come out and then you don't, you know, um, like my friend Alex Edelman has a special right now on HBO, and the special for like 2 weeks was all over billboards on Los Angeles, Sunset, and other major streets. And then now I notice that the billboards are down and they're on. You get 2 weeks and then done, next special. So, and obviously, I would love to get like on the bigger podcasts like Santino's and Rogan's and shit. I might even have to panel on Kill Tony just to like, you want people to go, "Hey, Earl, what are you up to?" "Oh, I got a special out." Bam. So believe me, I put thought into this, guys. I'm not just, I don't want to just put a special out. I have so many of my comedy friends, they just put specials out. Nobody talks about them. And then you got nothing. But she had or has like a 4K, camera, and it was like the presentation is good. I think if you go on my Patreon, it might be the the last thing I downloaded on Patreon. Yeah, but I could see people being pissed. "What do you mean we were taped and now you're asking us for consent?" Some people would be like, "Fuck that, man," and then you can't release it. Um, I know, but I mean, listen, I've obviously, I think my main way of advertising would be buying ads on YouTube and Instagram. But well, I mean, there's just so many. I mean, obviously, if you can't get on Netflix, you got to be really fucking creative in terms of um, getting it out there. I mean, YouTube's probably the best do-it-yourself model, but there's a lot of content on YouTube, so that's where like you guys come into play of you know sharing it, putting it in discords and all that shit, Reddit. I'd probably hire a publicist too, which that's not cheap, because most publicists, they don't work on just one project. They're like, if you hire me, it's for the next 6 months. So, it's not like you can just hire them for a good publicist. You can't just hire a good publicist for a one-off. "Hey, can you promote my YouTube special tomorrow?" And then we'll just leave it at that. Well, let's just say you'll like the opening. The opening is fully edited and it's ready. Now all we need is the actual special. But I also, yeah, I mean, Corolla's, if I had a dream of, okay, I filmed the special, it went great. Obviously Rogan's the number one podcast in the world. I'd want to get on that. Santino's show, because I'm friends with him, Bert, and Bert's podcast. I'd probably fly to Austin to do Kill Tony, and um, I don't really. I'd love to do Maron's pod, but he's known me for years and never asked me to do it. So yeah, I'd love to do Tiger Belly and shit. So I mean, if you look at my friend Jet Ski Johnson, she was a door guy at the Comedy Store, and now she's got like 2,000 followers and probably can play any club in the country. So I mean, that's the value is, but you also she's really funny on those shows. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'll take that into consideration, Ted. Yeah, Theo Vaughn. But I've known Theo for years, and he hasn't asked me to be on it. Would you go on Theo Vaughn, or do you? Yeah, I've gone on Theo's podcast. I'd go back on Joey's podcast. So, I'd go on anyone's podcast. I mean, really, at one point, me and Jeff were friends. And then, what happened happened. And, I don't regret anything I've said. Yeah, I mean, if you go on my YouTube page, well, I guess you're already on it if you're listening to this. I hired a very, very funny Los Angeles comic, Bruce Gray, and he did like 20 clips for me, put the words in, and he beeped out some things, but he left just enough so you knew what I was saying, because YouTube, you can't say certain words. And I don't know if I would go on Gino Bisconti's, but, I'd probably go on MLC. That's, listen, I don't like the Dabbleverse and all that shit, but, um, why not go on MLC and, um, I mean, I don't care who listens to it. I just want people to listen. Um, oh, I love Harlan Williams, but I don't really know him, but he's always nice to me. Like you know, he doesn't, I don't think he knows my name, but he's always like, "Hey, what's up?" I'd love to do Greg Fitzsimmons. I mean, I would try and go on a podcast blitz of the bigger shows, and um, you just, you do what you can. Dr. Nova, Earl, have you given any more thought to doing to Dong? Yeah, hello. 80s pop culture watch along certain movies, episodes of Miami Vice, etc. Well, I think I tried it once with Predator, and I think it was on a Sunday night. Um, um, and the numbers were pretty good. But you have to make sure that everyone in the stream has the capability of watching whatever I'm watching. Like a lot of people on I'm Dying up here said, dude, I'd love to watch it to support you, but I don't get Showtime. Uh, or, if you don't have Netflix, you can't watch certain things. If I did what would be fun would be a watch along of Crime Story because it's only 2 seasons. I don't know how many episodes in total, but I think it was under 30 episodes. So, it'd be like a niche, but you gotta have the ability to watch Crime Story. I don't know if I would go on Steve Austin's. I don't know why he blocked me. I mean, I'm assuming it's because of my affiliation with Piper, but it's like, come on, man. I mean, you're a fucking pro wrestler. Pew! Earl reaction videos. I mean, listen, I just like talking. So, my wrestling, it's Crime Story on YouTube, like full episodes. Um, so I don't, I mean, reaction videos, listen, that could be big, I mean, listen, I'm open to any and all ways to promote the special when it's out. Chris Van Leet, if I could get on he's got a very popular wrestling podcast, but I don't really have any association with pro wrestling, so I'm not sure that like him or RJ City, who I love dearly, would have me on their podcast because I'm not in AEW or anything. What happened to when you called? Hold on. The heart is in the way, so I'm gonna have to wait for another. Earl needs a giant lizard. No, I got Lois as a pet, and Lois will be back in the building as soon as I get back from Hackamania. I'm going to Gail's house and pick up my baby. What happened to when you called out the Palmers? Go back to being inappropriate. Well, like I'm down, but I mean, I do call out the Palmers on Twitter. What happened? Bump. Thank you, Spurg. Did you ask a question? Brian Bosworth. I would go on Brian Bosworth's podcast. Earl, ever go on Eddie Trunk's show, talk music and comedy? Would be cool. I would. But I'm probably not a big enough guest for Eddie Trunk to go, hey, let me have Earl Skakel on. Um, so, um, you know, But, I would, like, if I ever got, I was in L if I ever got big enough, listen, I'd go on anyone's podcast to get, especially if it was popular, just to get fucking numbers. I was in high school in 1984 when the Night Stalker was, Richard Ramirez was doing his thing. Now, the crazy thing is, in fourth period at Notre Dame High, I think I was what was I? I might have been a sophomore. I took Criminal Justice by Detective Hugh Miller. And so right in the heart of he was the next LAPD cop, like Vice in the 70s and 60s. So this guy had seen some shit. And it was like having your own reporter because he would say, well, this is what's going to happen next. This is how the cops are going to handle it. And he actually said the cops probably won't catch him. Who will catch him will be he'll fuck up on one of these home invasions and the neighbors will beat the shit out of him. And that's exactly what happened. So you're bigger than Snake Sabo or Scorpion's third drummer. Mickey D, the drummer from Motorhead, we're probably pretty even fame-wise. I mean, I'll go on anyone's stream. I might even go on Steel Toe. Hello! Because the Dabbleverse fans are exactly who I want watching this. Because they talk shit and, they're opinionated and they're like, listen, I don't care if you talk shit about me, just watch it. Like on the Shuley Network, I'd sell out, I'm trying to get, numbers, baby dolls. So before I end the stream tonight, I'd like to thank, this might be my highest funded chat ever. Teddy, thank you very much. Grange, Queenon, Teddy again, and Sean Odell. You guys are way too generous. And I can only say thank you from the bottom of my piggy bank. How many times do you think I've seen to pour some sugar on me? Oh geez, hundreds. I mean, Richard Ramirez, very scary guy, but he slipped up. That just like my criminal justice teacher said, he slipped up one thing, and then he got the shit beat out of him by like 20. Just I guess you'd say good Samaritans. If he doesn't slip up, we may never have caught him. But he seemed like the type of guy who wanted to get caught. He wanted the attention. When you're drawing a pentagram on your hand, going "Hail Satan" in court, you want attention. Hello, goodbye. I was a little young for the Zodiac Killer, but I do remember it. You ever just put on Buckethead's Colma and just think about life? I mean, I've never really listened to Buckethead's music, although he does let me see where I have it. Hold on, man. Where is my, he is a fan of Giant Robot. He does the theme on his solos. There we go. He does the theme of Giant Robot. You get the point. Hold on. While I'm doing the theme from Giant Robot, AC/DC 5150, $9.99. I'm a loyal rock soldier in the Earl Army. Salute, sir. Rock soldiers, where do they go? Ace is back and he told you so. Thank you, AC/DC 5150. You guys are being very generous tonight. And I appreciate that. It's, like William Zoom said, I'm just a bartender in here. You guys like what you hear, you tip. If you don't, still listen. I still answer most of the questions in here. I'm a giver, but sometimes it's nice to get. And because I've made a lot of money in here tonight, for me anyway, you'd think the temptation is just keep going, man. Just keep bilking the fans, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to say goodnight right now. I'm sure best massage place in LA. I'll answer a free question like that. Momo Spa behind Fatburger. I won't say, but a very famous comic told me about it. Momo Spa. Tell him Mr. Roth sent you. That's my fake name at massage parlors. It's Tony Curtis's name from the TV show Vegas. How fast you get money from here after it's given. It's not a very good setup. You get paid. So like, what's the date today? Today is May 13th. I'll get the money from tonight, June 21st. Like, it's not oh my God. Stop it, you guys. Stop. Queen on $9.99. Did you ever watch Hell Comes to Frogtown starring Roddy Piper? You guys, I'm killing it, baby. Excuse me. Excuse me. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never watched the whole movie, to be honest with you. Now, see, you think, oh my God, Earl just got another super chat. He's going to keep going. I'm not. It's about respect. This is not a Jerry Lewis telethon in here. This is about giving you a quality stream so you guys can go to sleep and go, I'm in a good mood. I'm going to sleep. Stop. This is embarrassing. Stop. Sean Odell, $9.99. You ever meet Drew Carey? Well, if this keeps up, I might have a special on YouTube by tomorrow. Hello. I've met him in passing at the Comedy Store. Hey dude, what's up? He doesn't know my name. He was actually dating a friend of mine. Well, fucking is the right word. Maybe not dating. Yes, don't try and extend this stream by asking me silly questions. Yes, it's Momo Therapy. It's on about Santa Monica and Curse. Now, let me thank the tippers before I go tonight. I mean, look at this. This is next level. Ted E. Grange, Queenon, Ted E. again, Sean Odell, Booyah, ACDC 5150, Queenon, Sean Odell again. Hello. So, listen, the special, obviously I want to get it out, but I just don't want to get it out there and have it be on YouTube for, obviously it'll be on YouTube forever, but, I only want to do it if I think enough people are going to watch it. It's a special that's 25 years in the making. Come on. Sean Odell, $4.99. You're welcome. See, most people would be like, I want you guys to be financially responsible. It's all right, Kip Smith. Kip Smith is my moderator, as along with Jordan the Lion and my good friend Andrew Stovkin. They do not the cover art, but the thumbnail. I guess that would be a cover art, if however you want to look at it. I know. Well, but see, that's the thing, though, Queen. On would I like to stay on another hour and get a couple hundred more dollars of super chats? Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't suck. I'm not going to lie to you, but that's not why I do this. This has been a fun stream, and I enjoy. Listen, every now and then it's nice to be paid for your time. We're an hour and 15 minutes here. Uh, no, this is not a Hamas blanket. It's a tablecloth that I wipe my computer desk off. Yes, indeed, Kip Smith. I mean, listen, it's unexpected. I almost didn't do this stream because I did an hour interview with my friend Eric Audet. And, since you guys are giving to me, I'd like to give to Eric. Go on Amazon. 3 Years in Pakistan is Eric's book. It's a book about his horroring tale about being the only American in a Pakistani prison for 3 years. And it's very much like the Brad Davis movie Midnight Express, 1978. Different because Billy Hayes, who Brad Davis was playing, was guilty. Eric was actually innocent. He did not know he was smuggling heroin. He was well, by the book, but like long story short, he was arrested in Pakistan because he was bringing over leather jackets there, and the guy who made the leather jackets, unbeknownst to Eric, was stuffing heroin in there. So yeah, hit the like button. I mean, this has been a great night in the Earlverse. I very much appreciate the love. Um, makes me feel like maybe there is some momentum in doing this. Every now and then you do lose a little bit of I guess drive to do these streams, and not exactly kill it financially, but I'm really trying to just establish my YouTube channel has a lot of content. So there are ways to donate without spending money. Hitting the like button helps. Hitting the subscribe button. The more subscribers I have, the more the numbers are. The more you get put into that right column. When you watch any YouTube video, recommended videos. So the more just the more activity on this channel helps me get into the algorithm. So um, weird how Kip's already fraudulent personality changes when he gets fake power. And now, Grange, let's let's all get along in here. I know that in the streaming YouTube world, you can't get along with everyone. Grange, Kip's been good to me. That I got to be honest with you. But listen, if you don't like him, I'm not asking. The great thing about my stream is no one's blocked, no one's muted. I think the only muted words are like the racist stuff because I don't want that in here. And so I try and get everyone to get along in here. But I also realize in the YouTube world or the internet as a whole that not everyone is going to get along. Like I understand that. So White Bauer brothers, I see what you did there. So I'm going to end the stream now, but I'd like to thank you for maybe the most profitable stream in the Earlverse history. And when we do this tomorrow, I don't want anyone to feel pressure like, oh, he's not going to do a good job unless we start pounding money at him. And listen, just give what you can or whatever, and sometimes like I said, I answer most of the questions for free. Uh, yeah, yeah, the AC/DC, save that for the, in hot water. Come on now. Uh, you're hated, don't talk to me. Oh, okay. Well, let's not end the stream on that. Someone say something nice in the stream. My, arrow is on the end stream, so as soon as someone says, uh, something nice, we'll end the stream. Which was worse, Jaws 3D or Jaws 4: The Revenge? I mean, I checked out after Jaws 2, to be honest with you. Like, I was a big Donna Wilkes fan. Thank you, Colt C. That's a tough one. I don't. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of Jaws 3, 4, and the three. It was brutal. I'm just kidding around. You guys have been good to me tonight. You guys are good to me every night. So I do appreciate the tips. Uh, Jaws starring Richard Keel. That would be a good one. Earl is the ruler of LA. Not really. I couldn't even get on the Netflix as a joke festival. Donna Wilkes was just, I don't know if I would say she was hot, but just really cute. Like, I don't think Donna Wilkes could be a supermodel because she wasn't tall enough, but early 80s, wow. And also great in the movie Angel, but she was only in the first Angel. Of course, also in the first Angel has the serial killer was John Deal, who played Detective Larry Zito in Miami Vice. So, I mean, she might have been annoying, but I don't know too many people who would take a pass on hitting it, if you know what I'm saying. All right, Earl Skakel over and out. Thank you guys very much again. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna try and yeah, I know. I think the second Angel movie was Betsy Russell from the great movie Private School. Uh, yes, maybe a prequel to Jaws before Spy Who Loved Me. Uh, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll all work on a prequel to Jaws's backstory, and maybe what happened with him and that blonde girl with the big tits. Pat Dixon is on if you like. I don't think he's on YouTube. Is he on Rumble? I don't do the Rumble. Yeah, Betsy Russell was a hottie. The big tits and like just the very stereotypical 80 um, Darlene Vogel. Well, there's a name I haven't heard in a while, but yeah, well, I never saw any of the other Angels. I mean, I'm surprised Donna Wilkes didn't get in on the sequel, but sequel had or the first Angel had a great cast. I think I've always wondered who the MC was in the Rat video dance, and apparently it was the guy who played the cowboy in Angel, Dick Spawn, I think was his name. Um, because that in the Rat video, he was so fucking funny, and I didn't know who he was. I thought it was the wrestling manager Johnny Valiant, but he was in the first Angel as well. So Dick Shawn, yes. Let me see, what's her name? The hottest Bond girl. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I would say the one that did it for me was the girl in The Spy Who Loved Me. She was the hotel clerk. When they check in, when Roger Moore and Barbara Bach check in, and I don't think she had big tits, but the top she had on made them look gigantic. Oh, okay. Thank you, William Zoom, as always. Feel the heat of the rhythm, feel the heat in my hand. Dance, dance, dance. The hotel clerk in Spy Who Loved Me was wow. Also in The Spy Who Loved Me, the helicopter pilot, hot, hot, hot. And I liked the blonde in Moonraker that Jaws ended up with. Um, so do I buy into the Richard Gere gerbil? Who knows? Who knows? It was the 80s. It's all a blur to me. It's all a blur. Um I don't know that AJS, probably because the boob implants and boob lifts had not been, really, it's probably in the experimental phase back then. What about Tanya Roberts? Hot, no doubt. I mean, there's a ton of, I like the Lois Childs, Dr. Holly Goodhead. Um, I mean, who else? Bridget Nielsen, Carrie Lowell, and what was that? The Timothy Dalton, the second Timothy Dalton Bond. William Zoom, help me out, please. Uh, I don't know if Rod Stewart had come pumped out of his stomach. Barbara Bach was a hot, hot, hot. Ursula Andress, hot too. So, all right, guys, you're making me horny. What about Xena, Queen of the Jungle? Out of control, Ross. I love you guys. We'll probably do a stream tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night I go to Jax's in Studio City. I know a guy who did make love to Victoria Principal, Maury Karp, inventor of the glass bong. Good for him. I might do a stream a little earlier, 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll shoot for 4 p.m. And then Wednesday we'll do, I think 6 p.m. is my sweet spot now. So thank you guys. Earl Skakel over and out.